Lakers or Nuggets, who y'all got? Hi, everybody. Good morning. Welcome into Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. Hey there, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. How are we today?
We're doing amazing,
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
So here you are, one of the most famous athletes in Denver history, and you're picking against the Denver team.
There you go.
In this big playoff series. You're picking, your name is going to go down in Denver infamy history.
I think everybody knows my second most favorite player is Nikola Jokic. I think. If they were playing anybody else, I'm on with both feet.
Is that right?
That's exactly correct.
Okay.
I was ahead of the curve. I've been trying to get you on the Jokic bandwagon, and now all of a sudden you're a Jokic fan.
All he did was win back-to-back MVPs 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it should have been 3.
Huh?
Because you see how your guy played now.
How were you ahead of the curve? Everybody was on.
No.
He was winning MVPs 3 years ago, and you were ahead of the curve.
Remember in the bubble, I told you he was legit.
Huh? Legit?
Yeah.
He plays no defense. I don't know.
I knew it was just a matter of time before you turn on him.
Okay, I'm not turning on him. I just think Denver's better than the Lakers. So let's talk about
What did your guy play on Sunday?
Huh?
He ain't play offense. Your guy, he play offense.
My guy's headed for surgery.
Oh, now he headed for surgery.
Yeah.
What, do you have a John Q moment?
He sure is.
Okay.
Guys, this Lakers-Nuggets series has so many storylines, a ton to unpack here. And the Western Conference Finals get underway tonight in just a few hours. Now, yesterday, Shannon, you said you were taking the Lakers in 6. Skip took Jokic and the Nuggets in 7. Shannon, the floor is yours. Make your case for the Lakers in 6.
Well, I just believe the Lakers, I like what the Lakers possess as a team. I like the way their role players are playing their role. You look at Austin Reeves, you look at D'Lo. I like Rui. Rui has been unbelievable, and I think they've stumbled upon something, although he was a starter for about 30, 35 games in the regular season. Lonnie Walker IV. You saw he came in, had that big game 4. He really saved the day to make sure the Lakers were able to finish this thing off in 6. And then I love what I saw in game 6. He came in and picked right up where he left off in game 4. I love the role player, Skip. Darvin Ham had to make some tough decisions because Troy Brown was a starter at one point in time. He was normally their first guy off the bench. Malik Beasley, who was a three-point shooter, you said coming in, I think he had made the third or fourth most threes.
Yeah.
And so
to Steph and Buddy Hield over the last 2 years.
2 years. Mm-hmm. And they basically get no minutes now. Lonnie Walker IV gets those minutes. Rui Hachimura gets those minutes. And so I love, and not to mention the 2 big guns. I believe the big guns, Murray and Jokic, LeBron and AD, I believe they play to a standstill. And now you're asking your role players, okay, who has the better of the role players? I like Michael Porter Jr. because he's one of the holdovers from the team that they played when they went to the Western Conference Finals a few years ago. Murray, Jokic, Porter Jr., and Concar are the only holdovers from the Nuggets. Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, I think AD and LeBron are the only holdovers from that team 3 years ago.
Yep.
I forgot about Schroeder. I forgot about Schroeder. How can I forget about Dennis the Menace?
A lot of Laker fans forget about him.
No, don't forget about him. And Vando. I like Darvin Ham made some coaching decisions. You know, he made some moves, and that's what he's supposed to do. He inserted Schroeder into the starting lineup in Game 6. Vando went to the bench, and we know what happened. So I think it's going to be a role player series, and I understand that role players play better at home than they do on the road. But we've got some big performances from role players on the road this year. In game 1 in Memphis, Skip, it was Rui Hachimura. In game 2, I think game 1 and on the road against Golden State. So our role players have played really well, and I'm counting on them to continue to do that. You got to make Yoke work. Skip, you're not going to stop him. You're not going to stop him every game. He's going to get his numbers because he's that good of a player.
Yeah.
But you got to make him work on the other end. You say he doesn't play defense. Well, we got to make sure they continue that theme, and AD's got to dominate on the other end of the court. Yeah. But I do like the Lakers, and I think they're going to pull this thing off.
Okay. So you've got the Lakers in 6 games because I think you don't want it to go to 7 because I think you'd think it'd be pretty tough to go there and win a Game 7 at Denver.
I know LeBron James has won a Game 7 on the road. You remember that in Boston? You remember what he did in Boston? Do you remember what he did in Golden State? So going on the road doesn't mean anything. That means we just have to pack an extra set of clothes.
That was when he was a younger man.
Yeah, you make it seem like he was 22 when he did it.
Okay, now it's my turn. I have doubted the Denver Nuggets all year very long. I think a lot of people have doubted the Denver Nuggets all year very long. They have sat there in that 1 seed all year very long. And all of a sudden, when they vanquished my Phoenix Suns, albeit without Chris Paul, I finally said, you know what? The more I watch this team, the more legit they look. And it's not just about Joker. It's about the whole show. I have never loved the head coach because he's a little whiny to me, Michael Malone, and yet he's been there for 10 years. And
I didn't realize that long.
Yeah, what's that?
I didn't know he was there that long.
I think he's 10 years, isn't he, there? And yet the point is that the more I watch him coach his team, the more it works for me because I think he's very good at strategizing. I think he's very good at his rotations. I think his team trusts him to push the right buttons because he's got a whole bunch of buttons to push. And especially at home, they play high and hard and hot for him. They shoot it hot at home on a very consistent basis. I don't see them throw in stinkers where I say, wow, where did that come from? Boston all year long, I kept saying, where did that come from? Where did that come from? That's because Jason Tatum is so wildly inconsistent. But Joker is not wildly inconsistent. No. He just does what he does. He's not the best on defense, but they, as a team, are very good rebounding the basketball because I'm looking at these numbers for the playoffs. They're the best in the Western Conference in rebounding, in rebound rate. So,
well, Jokic gets you about 14 a game, so you're halfway there.
And obviously over those last 4 games against Denver, he was all world, all time great.
Yeah.
Because what's he averaging in the last 4? 35, 13, and 10. Okay, that's hard to beat.
Right.
And I kept rooting for Phoenix to get over the hump and try to get back to a game 7 just because Chris Paul was on schedule to come back. And KD and Book at home could not get it done because the Nuggets were too good on the road. So it starts to feel like the pieces of all fit and come completely together right on schedule to where it's just feeling to me like it's Denver's year. Heck, it could be Denver's year to go win the whole thing because they are good enough to win the whole thing.
Sure. Yeah.
For sure. I think nobody now would disagree with that premise. Okay, what do I not love before I get to what I do love about Denver? What do I not love about your Lakers? What has haunted you, not just for this year, but for years on end? Anthony Davis comes and he goes.
Right.
He shows and he doesn't show. And I can't figure it out. And how many hours have we spent or wasted on this show trying to figure out his psyche? How many times have we put Anthony Davis on the couch?
Right.
Well,
but I think the difference in this series, Skip, he knows if he doesn't show up, Jokic will embarrass him.
Okay.
He'll put 40, 20, and 12 on him.
I would like to agree with you, but I'm not sure I can because history would tell you differently. History would tell you there's going to be a key game in this series where, for whatever reason, I don't know, he just drifts and shrinks and ultimately ghosts you.
I will concede this, though, Skip. Normally, it's not against a Joel Embiid. It's normally not against a Giannis. No. It's normally against a guy that you don't think. It's normally like a Lauri Markkanen. It's normally guys that we like, AD, really? AD, that guy did that?
Or Kevon Looney, maybe, yeah.
But a guy like Jokic or a guy like Embiid or a guy like Giannis where he knows, man, they can embarrass me.
Okay, I got it. Against little tiny Golden State, you got out-rebounded over 6 games by 24, okay? That's not cool.
But you know what I think that had a lot to do with, Skip? They shoot up so many threes. The ball is carrying all over the place.
Yeah.
So you're so spread out, all of a sudden, it's not conventional. They don't shoot. They will shoot the 3. The Nuggets will shoot the 3, but not like Golden State, Skip. And when you miss as many, the ball's carrying long, it's carrying short, it's going over here, it's going over there. And when you got those small guys on the court, they're able to get them. Watch.
Okay. Would you believe Denver is #1 in the West in rebound differential? They are +6 a game, so they're out-rebounding on average their opponent by 6 a game.
Well, one guy was getting you 15 a game, and the counterpart was getting you 7, 8 a game. That's it right there.
Okay. Aaron Gordon stands 6'8" tall, and it looks like he's packed on a little muscle.
Oh, yeah.
He's listed at 235, but he looks bigger than 235 to me. Michael Porter Jr. has always stood 6 feet 10 inches tall, so he's just flat out tall and long. And you have to be careful because he can come in and gash you on
He's
offensive rebounds and putbacks. And he's an athletic big man because 6'10" is big to me because I think he's as tall as AD is.
Oh, he is.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
And he's streaky. He can shoot the three ball now. He get hot.
Okay, now speaking of three balls, they're shooting during the playoffs, the three at a 37.9. Let's call it 38%. They're
really
making as a team, that is best in the West.
Yeah.
Okay. As a team, the Lakers are shooting 33.1. In the playoffs so far, that ranks 11th. So I'd say they have a fairly significant three-point shooting edge over you so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, we don't shoot the three well. We don't shoot the free throw well.
Okay. So on free throws, you have murdered people at the free throw line because you get to the free throw line.
We shoot so many of them.
I'm not sure you can get to the free throw line against these guys like you did against little tiny Golden State, or for that matter, Memphis to me was just a troubled team, and obviously they're missing Brandon Clark, and obviously they're missing their biggest guy, Steven Adams. It just